Welcome to our coverage of the World Rugby Under-20 Championships for 2018. Stade de la Méditerranée in Béziers, one of the oldest cities here in France, dating way back to 575 BC. Good crowd in attendance. Plenty of Welsh fans have made the journey, and there's plenty of French supporters here, having celebrated watching their French team win earlier. 12 countries divided into 3 pools of 4. Sees defending champions New Zealand here alongside near neighbours Australia, who lost to Wales, but they have beaten Japan with a good scoreline of 54 points to 19. Pool B headed by England, the 2017 finalists, and they registered a good first win against Argentina. Italy are there alongside Scotland, and Argentina making up for their loss earlier. And in Pool C, there is the hosts France, who are 2 from 2. Good victory against Ireland by 2 points, and then the victory here in Béziers by 12 points puts them top of the table.
On les poussera bien sûr, et on espère les retrouver ici le plus haut possible. Ils joueront le plus tard possible le dimanche 17, à l'occasion des matchs de classement et surtout de la grande finale.
Two proud rugby nations, Wales and New Zealand, will battle out this Under-20 Championship here in Béziers, the south of France. Alongside me, Sean Holy. And Sean, a wonderful contest. Let's not forget, Wales were the team that dethroned the All Blacks after 21 consecutive victories.
Yeah, but don't forget, in 2011 it was 92-0, Willie, you know, so we're well aware of these New Zealand Under-20s, formidable side, 6 titles, and of course reigning champions. Wales have got it all to do, but they come with renewed confidence, having beaten Australia. So this is a real tight pool, and I'm looking forward to it on a great pitch to see what Wales can do against this formidable New Zealand team.
And defending champions New Zealand have made wholesale change to their side to thrash Japan. Florence, Tucker and Captain Christie survived, and it's a mobile pack with a new midfield pairing and a lethal back 3. And if they get their first start and hands on the ball, it could be danger times when Karoi, Sullivan and Flying Anuku get involved.
Yeah, as for Wales, you know, a mixed Six Nations Championship, but look out for back row and captain Tom Reffel of Leicester Tigers. Fullback Kai Evans is the son of former British Lion Ieuan Evans. And off the bench, Harry Morgan at 21, the young scrum half. Some Pro 14 experience mixed in. Max Williams, the Dragons' second row, will have something to say in this game, as will Rhys Carey at loose head prop.
Six-time winners, the Baby Blacks, taking on the Red Dragons of Wales, as the two skippers look. New Zealand to the right, Wales to the left. Strap yourself in. We're in for something very, very special here in the south of France. As with rugby, we await the 2 national anthems, and I mentioned to you on the drive down here, Sean, that I think if you're a rugby fan, your bucket list has to be at the Millennium Stadium to listen to the beautiful Welsh national anthem sung by 3,000 million people.
Yeah, it is one of the special ones around the world, but they're all special in a tournament like this. You know, this World Rugby Championship at under-20 level brings so much. I'm looking forward to both anthems.
God defend New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem to start in honor to New Zealand. God defend New Zealand.
God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God defend New
Allez, en l'honneur du land of my fathers. Merci.
And now we await the cultural challenge, as it's known around the world in New Zealand. It's referred to as the haka, and the spearhead with the captain standing just behind the leader, showing the power and the strength required. As we just reconfirm the starting members and also the 23 players involved in this. Firstly, for New Zealand, they've made a number of wholesale changes. Cobb comes in. It's a brand new front row of Cobb, Jackson and Ulu Lakepa. McFadden and Tucker are strong in the second row, but the real threat is the back three for this New Zealand team. Koroi, Faing and Nuku and Sullivan are in devastating form. Their coach is Craig Philpott.
Yeah, just one change for Wales. The unlucky Rio Dyer is injured. Joe Goodchild comes in on the wing. Retaining their place at the halfback, Dane Blacker and Ben Jones of the Cardiff Blues. Look out for Ryan Combier on the wing of the Scarlets. Likewise, the Scarlets pairings of Nicholas and Baldwin in the centre. Captain is Tom Reffel from Leicester Tigers.
Captain. Captain.
And Ludovic takes over. Now we're underway. Kai Evans with a nice high start to the game. Taken down by the Baby Blacks, and immediately in to clear the ball is Rowe, the halfback for New Zealand. They scored after 50 seconds in the opening match against Japan. No chance of that against this. The might of Wales back now to Plummer. Standing in the pocket is the New Zealand first five. The high ball beautifully taken by the right winger Goodchild, gives it back to Evans. Kai Evans immediately into the contact, and now Wales with first possession. The line speed from New Zealand's good. He stands out, does Florence, wearing jersey number 6 with the red hair. And now here is the tackle from Nicholas, on Nicholas rather. And New Zealand somehow get the ball back. Talia got the ball out to Sullivan, but he couldn't handle it, and the early knock-on means that Wales will get the first scrum of the match.
Yeah, lucky there. They nearly got away down this right-hand side, out the back door. Early possession from Wales, but that's the intensity that a lot of these players won't have faced so far in their young careers. For many of these Welsh players, this is the biggest test that they've had so far. A lot of Super Rugby experience and club rugby and ITM in this New Zealand under-20. So the ferocity and intensity around the contact area is something they're going to have to quickly get used to.
So the front rows of Cobb, Jackson and Uluia Kepa for New Zealand up against Kade, Harrison, Henry. First chance to get acquainted. Packs go down. And it was an area in the game that Wales really looked good against Australia. It's a very good Australian pack that put them to the sword, but they were able to respond.
And I think it's around these set pieces and the contact area, the early exchanges will need to be sorted out. New Zealand so good in this area. Their back row was so tenacious. The captain, of course, Thomas Christie of Canterbury is renowned around that area, and Wales will have to contest that.
Good conditions here in Bizzier. We had some showers a little bit early on, but I can report that it's perfect for running rugby. The ball is put underneath the feet, and you don't see too many of those, so tick for the referee.
Yeah, fair play, and they were under pressure, Wales there. Great shunt coming in from New Zealand, and the referee, Dane Black, the scrum half, Dane Blacker, had to put the ball in. As you see here now, his pack is going backwards. He had to feed it, because Rhys Carey's under a lot of pressure there from Uluia Kepa, and that's first point really on the scrum stakes to New Zealand.
Well, he's not a bantamweight. There's Uluia Kepa. He's a heavyweight at 145 Ks.
Stretch. Mind. Set.
New Zealand to feed. Rowe puts it in. Jackson strikes at the ball, and now out to Plummer, some running ball. Talia, they loop around and they bring Sullivan from the right wing. Sullivan gets rid of a couple of defenders. Then the ball back on the inside. Proctor's over. Black Magic strikes again. And Billy Proctor scores the opening try.
Lethal strike from New Zealand so early on. The first touch from many of those black players. And that man, Balin Sullivan, off his wing of 14. Look at this, two lovely hand catches from 10 and 13, and Sullivan comes in. He fends off Joe Goodchild, who's in for his first start today. And lovely support coming on the inside from Billy Proctor. First touch, two fends, through he goes. And you don't need a second invitation on the inside, Billy Proctor. It's an easy running for him. Wales, watch out.
Balin Sullivan scored an individual try against Japan that will go down as one of the greats of the series. And he's been involved with the 2018 Chiefs. He showed that experience in that class. And Billy Proctor, well, he's the pride of St. Pate's College down in Wellington. And this man here on screen from St. Peter's College 2 years ago in the Auckland area, Harry Plummer, has already signed with the Blues for 2019.
There you go. Caliber in this team.
Proctor, New Zealand secondary schools in 2016, opens his account at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships, but this is nice play.
Yeah, Sullivan so strong with the right-hand fend. Fended off 3 in the end, and Kai Evans couldn't get back for Proctor, but it was the boy Sullivan. And 2 great passes coming in from the halfbacks. Xavier Rowe at 9, and 10, as you've mentioned there, Willie, Harry Plummer.
Evans with another high restart. It's taken in by Whaianuku. Late change to the New Zealand team, actually, because Whaianuku onto the left field because Clark is out. Caleb Clark, who was going to get his first start. Jones comes forward to meet the ball and the defender at the same time. And now Wales get a chance to go to work. They'll get the advantage of the penalty. Blacker goes in nice and quick, looks at the options. Nothing really happening, so they'll get the penalty here.
Number 10.
Yeah, that's the result for Wales.
In the air.
Now, they're going to be so contested at the contact area. Speed of ball might be an issue for Wales. It certainly is not for New Zealand. The referee has a big part to play here. You see, Lachlan McMonnell was over the ball, and referee didn't like. He stayed in there too long.
That's a lovely touch finder. Not much of an angle, but drives play inside the New Zealand half, and let's see how the Welsh lineup approaches this. Easton Harris looks to the back and finds Rethel, and now they loop around. Here goes Kare, carrying the ball well as the loose head prop gets over the advantage line. It's slow ball though, so New Zealand get a chance to reset. Wales again on the attack. This is Davis. Ball out the back. Lovely pass, Evans. Oh, he looked like he was a 2-on-1 situation, a deliberate knockdown, and this could be a card for one of the New Zealanders.
I'm not sure whether it's just gone off his shoulder.
Yeah, knock on.
To be honest, Will, he's taking his eye off it. Let's listen to the officials.
Check for yellow card, probably.
Well, they want to check to make sure that they get the right decision here.
Lovely play, wasn't it, from Wales? Good response.
There is
a 2v1 with Kai Evans and Ryan Pombier on the left.
I want to control on the screen, please.
So, if it's a yellow, that potential of a penalty try.
No worries with that. Tell me when you can see.
Stand by for this replay and also the decision to be made.
Wow, big moments, isn't it? Great try coming in from Proctor. Now straight away, Wales respond, and this could be a crucial.
Well, he's almost walked back to Perpignan.
Can you see the screen?
Steps
No,
in for today.
I see the screen, but not the action.
Okay, we come now.
Here it is. Oh, he's had a play at it, and he couldn't retrieve it. That is a deliberate knockdown in my view.
I think you're right. I think there is cover. There's cover coming in behind, but yeah, he's reached for that.
And that is Karoy.
Yeah, for me, Graham, on the first view, some player run after, but for me it's a yellow card and penalty kick.
Yes,
Agree with that?
Completely agree.
Just agree with penalty kick and yellow card.
Well, just a penalty. That could have very easily been a penalty try.
Yeah, I think Graham Hughes, the TMO, would have come in and maybe advised him had he thought it'd been a penalty try opportunity, but there was covered defence. It wouldn't definitely have been a try in their opinion, but definitely a yellow card and a penalty, and a real chance for Wales to get back.
And you'll find that it's Vilimoni Karoy.
Was your player?
He was the last defender, put the hand out, and he's going to be in the bin.
No penalty try because there was player break after, but it's deliberate knock-on on a good, so it's yellow card.
So Vilimoni Karoy will spend the next 10 minutes in the naughty boys chair.
Time on.
And a penalty.
No, I don't know. I don't whistle. 15.
Ben Jones Wales outside half cheekily going for a crossfield kick, but the referee wasn't ready.
Tell you what, it was the right option because there was no black jersey out there, and that moment is gone now. So Ben Jones will probably just put it into touch, and the forwards will look to try and rumble their way over the goal line.
Well, it's a difficult one for New Zealand now. Your full-backs off. The backfield cover is going to be difficult. Wales will look for little chips in behind in the next 10 minutes. The scrum half, Xavier Rowe will have that area to cover.
Harris feeds the line out in Wales. After New Zealand scored, they get a chance to roll the sleeves up. Nicholas is in there. So a couple of the backs have gone in to help and lend their support. Coming over the top as McFlannel gets his big frame over it, but the referee says another penalty. They've got to be careful here, New Zealand. Giving away a couple of early penalties. Wales will have an advantage here and a chance just to chance their arm as you like, but the defence from New Zealand is good from Tucker. Again, it's there for Blacker. He gives it out now to Raphael. Numbers out to the right and out to the left. It comes out to Baldwin. Kick is charged down. They'll get the penalty advantage here.
Number 4.
Yeah, I think 4 got in. It was that man, McWannell, who came split into the maul from the side, says the referee. But you can see the physicality in the tackle of the New Zealanders. And then Corey Baldwin tried to put that little kick through because the fullback Karoy is now off the field.
Now this is good pressure from Wales. The line out looked good. There you can see Ben Jones encouraging his forwards to do well. And well, they've sent in 12 backs. Well, the 12 players rather, because there is a huge amount of red jerseys there. There's the number 12 involved in it. Ball gets back to Harris. He's in the boot of the maul. They just need to go straight here to Wales.
Number 4.
He's come over the top again. McFannel can't go there, but Rowe now tries to hold them up. Wales on the charge. A metre short. Rowe is just lying there. And he's got to go as well. They might be down to 13 players here, New Zealand. Another advantage for the Welsh.
We've nearly got 28 players here in one 15-metre square, Willie.
Pick and go, it's close. Now Wales looking to try and get over the line.
Stay back.
Again, back to the left, wide pass. Have they got it down in time?
They go for another look. He may have had 2 feet in the air as he put the ball down.
Tane Basham, big raps on him. We'll listen in.
Just to check the line out. Okay.
I think it's okay.
He thinks it's okay.
CMO.
I think the tackle took his legs in the air, ironically, and he got the ball down.
If there is line out. The grounding, it's okay for us. Just check if there is line out now.
Back into it.
If there is line out, advantage for third and 3, so penalty kick for Wales.
He's on his travels again, referee. He's coming to the big screen down to the far right of where we sat. But the players haven't left the area of the 22, which tends to suggest they're not comfortable with it being given. Ooh. You see his legs get knocked in the air by the tackler. Did he get it down before? He may have, you know.
I think that's a try. I think that Tane Basham might be the new Superman.
You may award the try.
Okay, thank you, Ram.
So the try will be awarded. Wales strike back. 7-5, kick to come.
Well, great finish from the number 18, Basham of the Dragons. But the tackle helped him because it lifted his legs into the air and he was able to get the ball down. Wales hit back.
Okay, it's a try.
Well, New Zealand under the pump. And Xavier Rowe can be thankful they have scored here, because have a look at this, the finish. Up in the air. Don't worry about the corner post, that doesn't count. He gets it down before he hits the ground on the outside. And that's great play from Wales, what you'd expect.
Yeah, you need to come straight back against a side like New Zealand, who scored so early, and fair play. Double whammy with the yellow card and the try now. Can Kai Evans, son of former British Lion Yayan, make it 7?
Oh, he's judged that to perfection. 7-all. Here come Wales.
Well, we were right behind Kai Evans in our commentary position, and that was going over from the first moment it left his laces. A beautiful strike from the fullback. Game on.
Well, if they were a bit unsure about taking on the defending champions while Vilimoni Koroi sits in the bin for another 6 minutes, this would have given them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, a lot of confidence. Interesting, New Zealand walk to the restart. They want to use up as much time as possible to try and get Koroi back on. But they have another 6 minutes, nearly.
Okay, let's go, number 10.
Down the middle of the park goes Plummer. Fielded.
Stop, starting, stop.
With time by Jones, and that's a lovely strategy and a great way to put a smile on the face of your 8 forwards when you're marching up towards the halfway line.
Yeah, lovely clearance. You know, Wales will want to play as high as they can on the field now, but it's New Zealand possession, and even with 14 men, this young New Zealand team is so dangerous, so many threats.
This is Ricky Jackson out of the Otago region down in the South Island, finds McFlannel, ball to Plummer, and he gives it off to Leah. Tenielu Talia from Auckland, the chip kick over the top, he's offside.
Oh.
But Whaianuku come flying through, and he's made contact with Evans.
Tackle in the air. No, stay.
Now they tap and go Wales. The kick and chase, no fullback in for New Zealand. Plummer will get back and clear it. Plummer picks the ball up, gets Davis at the same time, and they've lost the ball forward. Everything going right for Wales at the moment.
Yeah, New Zealand a little bit rattled. They're a bit disjointed in the backfield because it's the fullback Koroi that's off. So any kicks behind, there's no one to cover. There's a dangerous contact in the end. Surprised there. Graham Hughes, the TMO didn't come in for that one, but intelligent play again from Wales, putting it behind New Zealand. And now they're in the ascendancy again.
New Zealand are dropping off a loose forward, and so Thomas Christie will go in and stand at the first 5 position because there's a numerical advantage for Wales in the backs.
As New Zealand's scrum was so strong in the first set piece.
They'll get the indirect penalty straight away. They want to get on with it. Jones gives it out to Baldwin. He's into the contact. Over the top goes Basham. To the right, the drop kick set up, and it's a worm burner. That
Captain
was the right idea, but the execution not so great. We'll listen in.
Here there is a high tackle by number 10. Too many infringement, please. I want more discipline, please.
So some discipline required from New Zealand. Harry Plummer with the high tackle.
Number
4 penalties to 0.
Yeah, and that's the story of it so far. Yellow card to boot, and Kai Evans will, I'm sure, kick this easy kick. Surprised they went so quickly from the free kick at the scrum. They could have gone again. New Zealand had a back rower in the backfield, and I don't think Ben Jones will want to watch that one again. It's not one for his show reel, that's for sure. But high tackle coming in, 10 on Corey Baldwin. It's Harry Plummer putting in a big shot, and as you say, ill-discipline costing New Zealand at the moment.
They haven't been challenged in this contest to date. An easy victory against Japan. This will certainly bring them back down to earth, the New Zealanders, and this is a formality with a kicker of this class right out in front, no mistake. Wales take the lead for the first time, 15 gone.
Yeah, there we see his dad, Ian Evans, former Scarlets and Bath and British Lions winger, a legend of the game back in Wales, and his son is fast becoming a popular player. Takes Wales into the lead, 10 points to 7.
And of course, World Rugby Hall of Fame inductee as well. Let's not leave that out. What a player. And he'd be a very proud father sitting watching his son convert.
He's not a bad golfer either.
Oh, really?
So he tell you.
Plummer gets us underway. The 10 minutes of the sin bin has cost New Zealand 10 points. No free catch from the kickoff. They stood around, and Dane Blacker said to the referee, "What are you doing?" I called for the mark, but the referee said it's a kickoff.
Well, that's poor show, isn't it? From a guy of his age not to know that in the position fielding the kick.
He did the right thing by holding on to the ball, though. Henry into the contact. Again, Wales just looking to get their forwards involved, not making too many metres, but they've got possession now. Maybe the box kick here from Blackett. He'll make good contact with this, I'm sure. Sullivan watches it go into touch, and New Zealand now have just got to play another minute with only 14 players.
That's a poor kick from Dean Blackett. That's two poor interventions from the scrum half, the false mark, and then that gives New Zealand the ball back.
McFadden wins it from the line out. Rowe to Sullivan, into the contact, runs into big Easton Harris, and now the forwards arrive to support. Out to the left, they thought of going. Rowe spots a gap, closes quickly. Talia gets it to Plummer, he finds Florence. Quick hands from Proctor, out to Fainganuku. He scored a couple of tries in the opener against Japan. Rowe got one as well. They've got an advantage. Ball has been lost forward, and New Zealand will get a penalty here in kicking position.
And it's poor stuff from Wales because they gave the ball back from that restart, kicked the ball out, Dean Blackett. It allowed New Zealand to get the possession and the field position, and they've been offside for 3 or 4 phases, in my opinion, and the assistant referee has had enough. And now, of course, the clock runs out for the yellow card.
Karoi will come back into the match, or come back into the field of play, I should say, after this kick is taken by Harry Plummer. I like the line speed of Wales, and that's what you need to do against this New Zealand side, is cut down their space.
We saw it with the British Lions, didn't we, down in New Zealand in the last summer's Test series. You need to get off the line and cut down New Zealand players. They're so quick, so talented, and have such great feet. And they're going to have to watch the likes of Fainganuku and Talea in the midfield, who are already showing signs.
Here is Harry Plummer, prolific point scorer in his secondary school days at St. Peter's in Auckland. Fine institution, and turns and just runs away. Brings them level. Karoi comes back onto the field, and we're all tied up. 19 gone. New Zealand 10, Wales 10.
As we were, Willie, and we got a game on our hands here. You know, New Zealand showing how dangerous they are. They're very physical in their contact area, but Wales got a little bit about them today and are right in this.
Evans puts it nice and high. McFadden gets up, lifted by Cobb and brought down safely. Ball flies out, and Rowe can't handle it. And now Wales disruptive and getting through, doing all the right things there. Plummer had to dive in on the ball, and now trying to get the counter ruck is Raphael, but he's denied. Back to Karoi. He goes down the field. Jones into Evans. See some space there. There's plenty of it. Lots of open territory. The ball will stop just inside the in-goal area.
Well, again, Wales looking to exploit acres of space behind there. What a take this was. Look at this. And he'll be thanking his prop forward for bringing him down safely.
Yeah, back you, please.
Lachlan McFadden. That was great camera work as well from our team here, capturing all of that. But Wales are finding a lot of open real estate in behind the junior All Black defensive line as Plummer goes down the middle of the park. Jones, plenty of time here. Ben Jones from the Cardiff Blues goes aerial. Karoi looks at it, comes forward, and good contest there between Karoi and Conbear. Rowe has it. Just a nice little deft kick over the top. Evans couldn't run away from Flander. Flanders, the other break, makes the tackle, and now they look to try and get the ball. They've got it, New Zealand, in the hands of Jackson.
No, stay back.
Rowe, another kick on this occasion. It's a little bit higher. And the bounce of it, Fainganuku chases through. All the Welsh players know that they're offside, and that didn't need to happen.
Offside, 13.
I'm beginning to wonder whether the Wales players have read the law book.
Knock on red.
You know, that's the second ridiculous
offside,
situation that we've seen. But I've noticed that There's some clever play from Xavier Rowe, little kicks over the top, and the reason for that, Willie, is Wales defend with their scrum half in the line. There's a lot of space in that sort of secondary area that they're looking to exploit, and you know, we saw again the turnover of the counter-ruck. This is where New Zealand are just a cut above the rest. Here's that little kick. We saw Dane Blackett is in the line.
Oh, I want to mark,
if you're going to hit grass, as we know from a rugby ball, it can go anywhere.
Full line out for the Baby Blacks. To the back they go, where Tom Florence goes high and brings it down. Former New Zealand secondary school representative at the middle of that ruck, and now they splinter and break open through Christie. The captain sets the ball. Pick and go again. Going in to lend a hand is Talia. The man who started at Florence took the ball from the lineouts. Rowe wants it. Rowe gets it. Now to Devon Flanders. Another wonderful player at the secondary school level, and now Uluia Kepa puts his 145k frame into the mix. 5 phases they go. New Zealand have made 7 metres. It's slow ball though. Rowe will look to get it out to Plummer, standing in at first receiver. Now the dummy and the pass out to Sullivan. Good defence coming in from Conbeer. First up tackle's made. Rowe gets the ball and defender at the same time as Nicholas. Now they've got an advantage here, New Zealand. Karoi plays halfback. They go a little wider on this occasion. They've got numbers now. Quick ball is what needs to happen. Out from Rowe to Plummer. Breaking the line again as Talia pops the pass up.
No knock on.
No knock on. Ball is still there. Rowe's got it. Rowe with the dummy. Now he gives it out to Proctor.
Always advantage.
Wonderful defence from France. Fainganuku tries to go down the main street. 12 phases. New Zealand looking to ply the blowtorch, and staunch defence again from Wales. Uluia Kepa can't get there. Wales with the counter ruck. Referee says no advantage. Here's another penalty for New Zealand.
Well, brilliant defence from Wales. We saw this in their victory over Australia in match day 1. But it's the silly infringements that are coming in, repeated infringements. They need to be careful, this referee. He's not going to stand for any messing around at that contact area. And they needed all of their strength and physicality. Just watch Rhys Carr coming in from the side here. This was the initial penalty. There he comes in from the side, and it was from there that the advantage was given. And now Rhys Carr's going to have to defend this formidable scrum. Uluia Kepa on the tight end, as you say, 140 plus kilos. And Rob Cobb and Ricky Jackson.
They feel that they've got some dominance here, New Zealand, at the set piece of the scrum. Wales lock horns and they dig in. That's a wonderful response from Wales. Flanders gets it out to Rowe. Rowe runs lateral, gives it out to Plummer. Now out to Proctor. Again, the defensive tackle's been made by Wales. Rowe gets it, throws it out to Plummer. Plummer spots a gap, pops the ball up to Florence. Nice tackle from Max Williams on Florence. Rowe gets it again. Offside. This time to Karoi. Karoi to Talia. One more pass. Sullivan gets in. New Zealand go over again, and Balin Sullivan, who scored 1 against Japan,
Captain,
possibly picking up 1 against Wales. Well, it was all a little bit too easy in the end. A good finish from Sullivan.
Offside, okay?
Xavier Rowe pulling the strings at the moment. Lovely feet coming in from Telea, who's had a great start to the game. And just his little foot movement there, and then the offload gives Balin Sullivan enough time to get in the corner, and it's no more than New Zealand deserve. Exerting a lot of pressure in the 22, and an easy finish in the end, and Kai Evans can't stop him.
The weight of possession and territory within the red zone has once again given New Zealand points. Harry Plummer, 5 points to his name already in this game, with a penalty and a conversion from a really difficult angle here. New Zealand winners in 2008, 9 and 10 and 11, 15 and 17. looking for their 7th title. Lovely camera angle that. You get to see the view that Harry Plummer looks at. Trying to draw it from left to right. He hasn't brought it back. So score remains New Zealand 15, Wales 10, 14 to play in the first half.
Yeah, fine bit of play. Karoy making up for his early infringement and getting a yellow card. But Talea, with a lovely little bit of footwork, he's causing the Welsh midfield a little bit of problem as they come up quite hard. But you know, there's so many threats in that New Zealand backline, and the contact area is a difficult area for Wales at the moment.
Again, Kai Evans sends it down to Fainga Nuku. He passes it to his first 5. And Harry Plummer says, let's get out of here, but he hasn't made too much of a net gain there. This is a good start from a set piece for Wales.
Yeah, good pressure coming in from Dan Davis, the open side flanker from the Scarlets. And good kickoffs coming in from Kai Evans. They're contestable, putting pressure on the New Zealand halfbacks. Somebody's pretty pleased with their catch in the crowd.
Well, he caught the ball on the full in the crowd, that's fine.
I hope he didn't mark it like the Wales guys.
I think he might be getting a contract. Easton Harris, the 19-year-old out of the Cardiff Blues. The ball thankfully didn't go forward, and so Wales get possession. Blacker says just get out over there, and now big Reece Henry. Not making too many metres here, Wales, with their carries, but now they'll look to try and play a little bit more expansive, getting it into the hands of Evans. He draws in 2 defenders. Does Kai Evans. Blacker is there quickly, and so are the forwards. And they're met by the welcoming committee from the Baby Blacks.
No hands.
Lulia Kepa tries to get the ball, but he can't. Jones, nice pass from Jones. And some good lines run from some of the forwards from outside in. They'll get the penalty of no clear release. They tap and go. Wanting to play the game at pace. Blacker throws the ball up. Here comes Basham.
Wales trying to pick the pace up. I think we could hear on the referee, Mike, no. I think the rest of the players wanted to go for the corner.
Williams takes it in, and now Blacker gets it. It passes, looked a little bit flat. And now Lulia Kepa gets it out the back door to Proctor. Not held, didn't have to release. Well, he did have to release, but he wasn't held, so he just got up and went again. Rowe, another one of those kicks. Maybe that one's too many. Taken by Evans, and Fainga Nuku comes flying in. Now he's lost his body weight. Can't steal the ball, and Wales have possession.
Credit Kai Evans. He made the last-ditch tackle there on Fainga Nuku. A try-saving tackle, even for 40 metres, and then he takes that kick and gets smashed.
Good commitment from the Welsh fullback, but the ball is there. And Dane Blacker will just look to box kick here outside zone 22.
Well, warning signs again for Wales. They're just being met on the advantage line by the line speed coming from New Zealand, and it's testing the Wales skills. They're turning the ball over and find themselves under pressure.
30 gone. Florence again the target in the line out, and this is Fainga Nuku after doing some defensive work, now being called on to carry the ball forward. Does it well. Rowe, some decoy runners. Karoy coming in from fullback, gets through the gap, out to Sullivan. Sullivan backs his ears, puts the ears back rather, passes to his captain. I thought Sullivan was going to pick up a double. Instead he pops the ball inside, and Thomas Christie says thank you very much.
That is a quality try from New Zealand. Lovely play, 9 and 10 with great passes. And look at this show and go from Karoy. He left the pass a little late. And what a great tackle from Ryan Combier coming back. But that's all good open sides. Tom Christie, the captain, is on the inside. Karoy's made up for it. He's had an involvement in the last 2 tries. Made up for his yellow card. And the captain, fantastic, is on the inside.
It's the offloads that seem to be the difference in the games that the New Zealanders play. Always looking to keep the ball alive, never wanting to stop dead with the ball, and it caught Japan on a number of occasions, and it's caught Wales on this.
Yeah, they take the ball moving forward. Their passes are right in front of the running support player, and the hand catch is good. And when you're playing on the ascendancy, the inside runs, like Thomas Christie, then become a little bit more natural. And Wales are finding themselves a little bit more static in that department.
Let's see if he's adjusted his kicking style from an angle that was out further, and that's better from Harry Plummer. Aimed at the right-hand post, beautifully executed, and it's those decoy runners in the front that are upsetting some of the defenders for Wales. And Karoi, we know how good he is in sevens, and this man here, Sullivan, didn't need too many invitations, but Tom Christie out of the Shirley Boys High School down in Christchurch scores an important try for New Zealand. And how many times do we see it, Coach? Just before the half, the All Blacks the All Black teams generally seem to score as Nuku takes another kick off and gets some valuable meters. Rowe to Christie. They're all standing in line, the Welsh team, and now Plummer takes it to the line, throws the missed pass. That ball has gone backwards, and so Proctor picks up and gets the shoulder of Conbear at the same time. Cobb, not afraid to get involved in the rough and tumble. The man out of Mount Abbott Grammar School, school that Sonny Bill Williams attended.
He didn't turn out half bad.
A kick down. It's taken by Evans. He's beaten Sullivan. Can't beat Proctor or Florence. And now it's Blackett.
Just have a look.
Out
the player red got down, but just have a look.
So they're going to have a look at something here. The referee's having a conversation, but we'll carry on with the play as Davis takes it in. That's the halfway line. You can see Blackett is going to kick. Needs a chase. Karoi gets up and contests, but so does Conbear. And
10 meters.
Not retiring from the 10 metres, the forwards. It's so difficult when it's not a good kick for the forwards to run backwards.
No, it was a poor kick from Dane Blackett. He's not having a great game. There's a strong competitor in Harry Morgan on the bench, and referee's having a little look at this contact, I think, on Kai Evans.
Did Ludo? We need to just have a check on that tackle, yeah.
And a secondary tackler came in.
A tackle by a player back?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
I think the comment there about
Ludo,
the scrum half box.
can you see the screen? No,
nothing on the screen.
You need to be squeaky clean in your nuts and bolts, your kicks and your passes.
Screen, but
here it comes. Kai Evans goes into context. That secondary one from Tom Florence. Does he dip his shoulder as he goes down? Boom. There, making contact with his head. There it is. A swinging arm. I think he might find himself in trouble.
It's always difficult because we've always been told that if the player defending is in that bent over position, then that makes it a little bit easier.
The player red go to the ground.
Yes.
And I just see the contact. The contact, where's the contact, please?
So, wants to check where the contact is, but we were advised by the referees, the head of referees, about what they're looking for. And so is he dipping? Yes, he is. And that might be his saving grace.
Yeah. It depends with the contacts with his arm or his shoulder as well. Look there. They may look at that
for me. The player red got to the ground, but the number 8 black never used his arm, but it's shoulder. That's for me just yellow card.
Is a yellow in mitigation because the red player.
You agree with the yellow, Graham?
Yeah, and he's 6 black 6.
6 black.
Well, the second yellow card in the first 30 minutes.
So number Florence 6 will be sent to the sin bin.
Yes, 6.
It's number 6. No, for me it's number 8, Graham, the contact with the shoulder.
Were you happy with the bend at the waist?
For me it's number 8, the contact, Graham.
No, it is number 6.
You're number 6? I say you, number 6, okay. Now, listen to me. Okay, the player red got to the ground, but you never use your arm and shoulder. Now, you never use your arm. No, it's yellow card.
Next job, mate, next job.
Yeah, it's the swinging arm contact with the head of the player. In mitigation, said the TMO Graham Hughes, meaning that they've taken into account that the Wales player was going down, but the contact with the swinging arm in the head has meant that Tom Florence is going to have 10 minutes in the bin.
Yeah, well, if you don't use your arm, then you're penalised, and now when you do use your arm, you're penalised. So explain that to me.
You wouldn't survive now, man.
No, I wouldn't play the game now. I couldn't survive. Never. Player welfare is what we all want in the game. There's no question about that. But the grey area is that if a player has been tackled and going to ground, when is the defending player? What is he supposed to do? It's a contact sport.
Yeah, I think it's his head that's been involved. That's the issue. And we've got to get on with it. Wales have a chance.
Wales inside the half to Williams. And that's not straight.
And there's those errors that we're talking about, whether it's in their own 22, box kicks, line-outs, whatever it is, they're unforced errors, and it's costing Wales.
No throw.
There we go.
Scrum, back.
Yeah, the top one. Top one,
And the rain now starts to fall here in Bizier, and that may have an impact on the skill level for the next 6 minutes, but New Zealand will be asking some questions of their discipline in the first 34 minutes.
Shoulder, please.
Crutch. I think if there's one position, one player, and you play there with either, if you had to have a yellow card, you could contend with the 6 perhaps, if you have a strong scrum.
They have Rowe gets it and gives it out to Talia. He makes some easy meters through that channel 1, and now they go a little wider. Plummer out to Karoi. He can fly. Villamoni Karoi pops the ball up to Rowe. Rowe gets it. Now they're inside the 22. Someone's poked the bear, and the bear is in a black shirt. They're not too happy at some of the rulings here. The Baby Blacks, and Karoi goes in. Gets the ball over, and it's Harlem Globetrotter style here out to Proctor. Quickly they arrive, and it's Rowe again. Karoi at first receiver. Big wide pass out to Sullivan, and that's drifted forward.
Thanks, Matthew. I see that.
Yeah, just a little too forward. It was a long pass. Balin Sullivan was in the clear, but referee, to his credit, was right in line. It's a long pass. Look at this little flick on from forward Rob Cobb. Like in the scrum half, Xavier Rowe and Karoi, that's just a little bit too forward for the referee, Ludovic Kerr.
Time off.
Too high there from Corey Baldwin and his fellow centre. You can't go high on these New Zealander backs, and there's Xavier Rowe, reminiscent of, dare I say, a young David Kirk, the New Zealand All Black captain of the '87 World Cup.
Boy, that's rolling back the archives.
Yeah.
These kids weren't even born then.
Well, I can tell you I was.
That offload again, though, isn't it, Coach? You see it there with the New Zealanders not prepared to die with the ball. Even Karoi there just throwing the ball up. And it's those offloads that is the difference in this competition. And New Zealand leading Wales in that stat by 7-1.
Yeah, one offload from Wales. And New Zealand with 7 good ones all to hand. And just tackling a bit too high at the moment, Wales.
Forward pass, black. Scrum, red. I want to see your shoulder clearly, please.
Have a look at that. What do you read into that?
9.
Yeah, look at the meters, man. It's not far off in terms of carries. Admittedly, New Zealand more, but there's the difference. The meters they make, because of the footwork, because of the fends, because of the offloads, it makes a huge difference. And Wales cannot get out of their own territory.
The ball is fed. Blacker gets pressure from Rowe. Quickly just flicks it out, and Evans looks for some space right down to Sullivan. Balin Sullivan sends it to the heavens, and now they chase. Evans will take it clearly, and this time you can mark it. He knows the rules.
I'm sure his dad would have taught him that. But he's been one of Wales' best players on here at the moment, as has the kicker there for New Zealand, Balin Sullivan. Both playing big parts in this game. But as I said, Wales cannot get out of their own territory, and they're playing against 14 men.
Evans, the tap-in kick. He's entitled to kick it out because he took it inside his own 22, kicks it down to Karoi. This is Whainganuku. He puts it to the left foot. So a little bit of force back here. Jones will get to the ball first. Ben Jones with his left foot. He's got a nice left foot as Ben Jones, and he makes nice contact as well.
Yeah, a bit of ping pong there, Willie. But it's good from New Zealand because they're pinning Wales back. They've got the time that they need to eat into this yellow card. Wales still in their own half of the field in the New Zealand lineup.
And there is Craig Philpott, the New Zealand coach, in the middle of your screen. To his left is Willie Rickards, the assistant coach. Line out gets thrown in. Rowe gets rid of it quickly. That's gone forward, and so there's an advantage here for Wales.
First back, second right.
2 knock-ons, but that's good pressure again from this Welsh team, rushing up, closing down that space that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's one thing that new head coach Geraint P. Lewis, former Wales number 8 at international level, the line speed has really picked up since the Six Nations. We saw a lot of it in the match day 1. There's Geraint P. On the left there, former Pontypridd, and of course Wales international number 8.
The quality of coaches in our game coming through at all levels is it's very special.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is great exposure. I was fortunate enough to coach at all the levels in Wales, and it's great development for you as a young coach to come play tournament rugby against different sides outside of Europe, like New Zealand, and likewise for the New Zealand players to come and play the other teams at this level.
Oh, let's not forget you are the most successful Welsh coach, 2 from 2.
Yeah, don't tell Warren Gatlin that.
He'll be listening right now. And congratulations to Wales, having won overnight in Washington against South Africa, and a number of those graduates were actually here in 2013. Alice Jenkins, the captain of Wales on that occasion, and there the hit pressure coming in from New Zealand though.
Yeah, that New Zealand scrum is so dominant at the moment.
10.
You know, Rhys Henry, Rhys Carey and Iestyn Harris under huge pressure in that scrum. The sheer weight and technical ability of Cobb and Uluia Kepa in particular.
Well, let's not forget they are down to 7 players.
Yeah.
So a lot of work being done by the engine room, the men up front, as we like to call them in rugby, the concrete mixers. And this is Harry Plummer looking to try and stretch that lead out to 15 points as the rain continues to fall here in the south of France. Béziers. It's a big kick though, because he's going to have to plant his left foot to make sure that's stable for the right to come through. Plummer from 47 metres on the angle.
It's half time, Graham.
No problem with the distance or the direction. What a kick from Plummer. And the French referee says that is time. New Zealand score points just before the break. And 3 tries to 1, they lead at half-time with a scoreline that reads New Zealand 25, Wales 10.
Voilà, 25 pour la Nouvelle-Zélande, 10 pour le Pays de Galles. Voilà, c'est la mi-temps. Mi-temps un petit peu arrosé. On se retrouve dans quelques instants avec les futures annonces de notre mi-temps.
the World Rugby Championships for 2018 here at a wet Stade la Méditerranée here in Béziers. New Zealand have scored 3 tries in the first half to Wales 1. Scoreline of 25 points to 10. And New Zealand will also start the second half with only 14 players on the field. Tom Florence or Sinbin
40 seconds.
For about 8 minutes and before the end of the first half. And so
Just 40 seconds.
there is
40 seconds.
Xavier Rowe. There is the big frame of Williams. Williams and Harris are there as we await now.
Okay.
Now we're underway.
Right. Captain. Captain.
New Zealand in the dark shirts against Wales, and Harry Plummer sends it down the middle of the field to Baldwin. A charge down means that New Zealand look dangerous in this first part of the second half, and they've stolen the ball as well. So Fainganuku has gone in and won it for New Zealand. The big pass out to Karoi. Sees a little bit of space, does Vilimoni Karoi. Nice tackle that had to be made by Harris. Rowe was there quickly through the hands. Plummer goes down on the ball to scoop it up, and there's the loose head prop in Kate, but now they slow things down and go back to more structure in the game. Rowe, even in wet conditions, they're still giving the ball a little bit of space, so the New Zealanders, which is very unusual considering the rain is pouring down here as Robert Cobb gets his hands on the ball for the first time in the second half. Karoi runs a line, and there's the error that Wales were looking for.
Yeah, story of the first half, straight into the second half. An error, Corey Baldwin, a little bit rabbit in the headlights. Caught the kick-off and then went for a little kick over the top. It was charged down, and New Zealand were on the attack again, but fortunately for Wales,
Captain, on rack,
McWallen,
feet, please.
he knocks the ball on, and the conditions are difficult now because it's been raining through half-time. Ball's very greasy, and it's very greasy underfoot.
For those of you just tuning in wherever you are around the world, hope you're enjoying our coverage of early hours of the morning in New Zealand, around 3:30 a.m. Monday morning, but it is a long weekend, and so for those of you up watching on the Duke channel through TVNZ, New Zealand ahead 25-10 as Basham, who scored the try for Wales, picks and goes. Christie thinks about trying to steal the ball. The ref says stay out of there.
No.
And now you can use your boot to bring the ball back, provided you don't put your hands on it. Now Blacker into the sky, chasing up his good child. Ball bounces in beautifully there for Nicholas, but the referee says it's gone forward. Nicely weighted kick, that coach.
Much better kick from Dane Blacker. Didn't have a great first half, but that's a contestable kick. Both fairly contested in the air, but it just came off a red hand.
Yeah, they are bind. Yeah.
30 seconds remains before New Zealand will be back to 15 players. Have a look at this. Yeah, clearly just off the shoulder of good shot. He's done so well, though, to get in a position like that.
Yeah, it's a good leap. He gets in front of Fainganuku. And a catch there would have been interesting. Johan Nicholas was away, but New Zealand were really in control of this, and epitomised by their captain, Thomas Christie. He's got a cool head on his shoulders.
Mature head on such young shoulders, and there's an error. That combination between Flanders and Rowe at the back of the scrum there, just breaking down. And the good news is for New Zealand is that they return to 15 players just there, taking the ball. The leg is still there from the number 8. So the yellow card player returns.
Yeah, there's no advantage for Wales, really, particularly with that great penalty just before half-time from Harry Plummer. Long distance kick, my goodness, 47 metres. Yeah, they've got it all to do, Wales, and New Zealand in control.
Bind! Set! No hook!
No hook again.
No hook!
Says the French referee.
No hook!
No hook. Justin Harris, the hooker for Wales, and a lot of pressure Rhys Carre and Rhys Henry just cannot hold Cobb and Ului Akepa from New Zealand, and this is the confidence they show to go again.
Yeah, they love this, don't they? The front rowers.
And no.
This is where they earn their paycheck, and this is where they like getting in the trenches.
Well, the shepherd's crook is coming out literally from the Wales. Excuse the pun, but from the Welsh coaches. He's had enough of Carre and Rhys Henry. Got Rhys Davis and Will Davis-King ready to come on.
Crunch. Bind. Set.
No problem with the hook there from Jackson, and better control at the back of the scrum for the New Zealanders on this occasion. Plummer is rushed and he just kicks it straight down the middle of the field. Sprinting to get back is Goodchild, gives it to Evans. Again, he looks up and kicks it straight to Plummer into Kiroi in the midfield. Kiroi looks up, says we'll change the tactic and go high on this occasion. Nuku was flying in. Evans is going to stay down, and New Zealand were never onside. Lovely bit of sportsmanship there from Nuku, who went straight over to check on Evans to make sure he was okay.
Fabulous bit of sportsmanship. He realised that there was a collision here, accidental totally there. You look with his knee in the head, and that's totally accidental. You see Nuku had his eye on the ball. Kai Evans, very brave, trying to do the slide catch. And has taken a shot to the head. I reckon that'll be a head injury assessment, as the shepherd's crook for the two Wales props comes into enforcement. Rhys Davis and Will Davis-King replace Rhys Carre and Rhys Henry. There's a lot of Rhys's there, isn't there?
There is, but
time is always off.
Keeping his eye on the ball. He's going to get the HIA, and that's the right protocol to have here. Wales, just, if you were coaching this team, what would you have said to them at the halftime break?
I think it's more about cutting out the errors, keeping your discipline. They're giving New Zealand easy outs at the moment, easy field position. It's about being a little bit more direct. When you have an extra man, you can win races around the corner and gain some advantage line, and then put the ball behind New Zealand to get some territory. They weren't able to get out of the half. For me, New Zealand have had a good half-time team talk. They're putting the ball in the air, they're putting it in behind the wingers. The coaches have clearly said Wales need to score 3 times to get in the lead here. We don't need to go out and do too much and overplay. And that's the difference. You know, the control that Plummer has at the moment at 10 compared to 9 and 10 for Wales.
There's the coaching box for Wales as they look on, and big moment for Dewey Cross, the young 18-year-old. Scored a try on his debut in February when he came on against Bath. And he is quality as the New Zealand coaches look on. A wee bit of concern there. They won't be too happy with the way that the second half has started from a New Zealand perspective, but thankfully Kai Evans is now sitting up, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, as I say, you've got to take your time with injuries like this. He will be off and assessed, but a great chance for young Dewey Cross of the Ospreys. As I said, he played a bit of Anglo-Welsh Cup game. He's had a good game, Kai Evans.
Yeah.
Showed his pedigree, you know. Positional work is good, he's looked threatening.
And this educated rugby crowd here in the south of France give him the applause that he certainly deserves. Kai Evans, Jones with the left foot improves the position. So the Welsh get inside the New Zealand half.
So it looks like Dewey Cross has gone to the wing.
That's not straight. And that is a coach killer.
Not sure.
It's the basic errors again, you know, and they're compounded.
Creme, black.
Well, this will be the first test now as we look at the line-out again. You know, the shape on the ball is all wrong. It takes it from right to left. Look at the body language of Yasin Harris, the hooker. He knows it. And here's the first test for those two new Wales props on now.
Well, let's see how they go.
Crunch. Bind. Set.
Better pressure from the Welsh, but Rowe controls it. Plummer to Karoy. Again, the kick option of just turning Wales around, using the conditions here. The rain is falling, and so that's the reason why errors are going to occur. And poor old Ryan Conbear.
Yeah, it's Joe Goodchild who's moved there to that position because the Dewi cross has been on for Kai Evans' injury. But it just goes to show Willie what I said. That's the team talk at half-time from the New Zealand coaches. We don't need to go overplay. The conditions are bad. Wales have to come out and score 3 times. Let's put it behind them.
Yeah, apologies to Jerry Goodchild's parents.
Okay, I want same scrum, perfect. Okay.
But now the scrum again, the all-important scrum, and you look at this Baby Blacks back line, they're all getting excited because they know that they're going to have at least a solid foundation to get good, clean ball. Sullivan standing in between 9 and 10. Karoy's up from fullback. And now they run the ball. They give it to Leah. He's lost it. This is good for Wales. They've got numbers here. If they can release it, that ball just drifted forward from Baldwin. They had the right intention, though, and they had plenty of players out here on the right.
Yeah, it was a short play, and unfortunately, the pass from Xavier Rowe was just a little bit in front, and Talea just found it hard to hold on to. Had Corey Baldwin got that ball away, then there was an opportunity with 2 quick guys on the outside, but chance gone back in.
Need to compliment the Welsh coaches on their decision to make some changes, because this has certainly made a difference in the scrum as far as Wales are concerned.
Yeah, I think reputations count for nothing in the World Championship at under 20s level, and it's a good decision from Garrick Lewis.
Bind. Set.
Blacker feeds it. They do hook for it on that occasion, and Basham picks it up, tucks it under the wing, and he's lost the ball in the contact area there. So an error from this young man, and he'll learn from that. These are young men out on the international stage. They're not professional athletes as such at this time, and just a little bit more care with the ball in these difficult conditions.
Just ball in one hand and trying some footwork before contact. So that change at 9 was anticipated. Harry Morgan is a highly rated player in Wales. They've got a lot to do, Wales here. New Zealand really have their foot on Wales's throat at the moment. Wales needing 3 scores and New Zealand high in the field. You just get the sense, Willie, that one more score from New Zealand and that is it.
Well, you also get the sense that Wales are giving them this opportunity by spending and playing too much rugby inside their own 22.
Spot on.
They've now given themselves a better attacking opportunity here. New Zealand options left and right. Flanders controls it, gives it to Rowe, running right. Karoy is there. They loop it over the top to Sullivan. He's tackled. And it had to be made by Conbear. Now one-off runners from New Zealand. That's Christie. Now the heavy artillery want it. Uluia Kepa stays in first gear. And now it's Cobb. He's lost the ball. That's wonderful from Wales. Great defence. And look at the attitude that they have too. They want to keep the ball alive here. They want to try and run it from inside their own 22. Morgan with his first touch here. Gets it.
No problem.
Down to Fainganuku, hasn't found touch. Fainganuku's lost it. And that's lovely play from Wales. They should be proud of their efforts in that defensive role for the last 90 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting up in the faces. Max Williams showing physicality. Yeston Harris getting up there, and the captain, Tommy Reffel, he's leading by example in that department. Really stopping New Zealand. It's a big hit coming in there. And this is another good kick coming in. And it just shows how greasy it is out there. The number of turnovers and knock-ons that are going on. We've had 2 torrential downpours here in Béziers. The players are finding it difficult.
14 handling errors in the first 51 minutes of this match. Just reminding you that New Zealand have been down to 14 players for 20 minutes of this game. Through some real discipline.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, good contest, and really like the work coming in from Davis and Davis King, the two new props for Wales.
Okay, click up, please.
Yeah, they got their hands full, haven't they, with Cobb and Uluya Kepa. Been impressive, ball in hand as well as the scrum.
Crunch! One! Set!
Quickly to the feet of Basham, and now Jones goes across the field and also high in the air. Karoi takes it easily, gives it to Flying Anuku. He challenges the line, breaks the tackle of a good child. Now out to Sullivan. He kicks and finds a little bit of real estate out there. Ball into touch. And that's wonderful play from the New Zealand back three.
Well, a nothing kick from that man on the screen, Ben Jones. It was too long. It was easily feel it, but then the skill that came after that. Fantastic, fine Anuko. And then down that, he's really impressed me, Balin Sullivan. Look at this. Fine Anuko, great bit of footwork. Frees his arms here. And then the team talk coming in, put it behind Wales. Didn't give up on it, rolled into touch. Wales under pressure.
25-10 was the halftime score, so no points in the opening 12 minutes. Lovely catch there from Davis. And now Wales, for him, inside their own 22, just want to set a target. Morgan gives it back to the forwards. Surely the option is to kick it out of here. They're inside their 22. No point playing high-risk rugby.
No, stay, back.
New Zealand asked the question, Morgan responds. And that ball was still in play, and so the double knock on here.
No, first knock on.
And there's the difference, you know, New Zealand down here 1 minute, deep in their own territory, bit of footwork, counter-attack, kick. Wales can't get out of their own territory. A poor kick, poor contest from Combia. And New Zealand really have got their foot on Wales' throat here, and without having to do too much, Willie.
Dewey Lake makes his way onto the field. Easton Harris said a good afternoon for a young hooker with a promising future, and now Lake gets to come onto the field and go straight into the trenches.
Yeah, straight into the boiler house there. Another Ospreys player.
Let's go, Brad, please.
Got a lot of good hookers down there. Scott Orton, Sam Parry, both former players. This team, and now Dewey Lake.
Knock on red after Brack.
What impact would that change at the coach have made? Jason Strange obviously going to the Cardiff Blues, and so Geraint Lewis taking over after the Six Nations. What impact, if any, would that have had?
Yeah, I think it would. I think Geraint's a strong character. You know, thinks hard about the game. I think he's probably a little bit more line speed and a physical edge. Obviously, he's a forwards-orientated coach. Jason was a backs-orientated coach, so there's been a little shift.
Rowe clears it. This time they hold on to the ball. Do New Zealand through to Leah. Has his midfield partner and Billy Proctor on his shoulder. It's slow ball, though. New Zealanders eventually get it. Go down the main street from McFannel. Now the pick and go from Uluya Kepa. Brings in two defenders. Florence is there. He picks and goes.
Offside at red.
They've got an advantage here from the offside, and again it's the New Zealand forwards that get their hands on the ball, and again it's great work from Daniel Davis, the open side flanker, to rip the ball out.
Yeah, he's one of the players impressed in the Six Nations this year, but a lazy penalty from Tane Basham, the number 8 again. And the difference is the tactical nous and composure. New Zealand going direct, going pick and go, eking out the penalty, and that's all they need now to just keep edging forward. And it looks like they are going for the corner, though.
Kicking for the line out.
That's a good kick, isn't it?
I've admired the resilience and the determination of this Welsh team to be playing so much of the game in the second half inside their 22 and yet to concede a point.
That's all? That's all?
I think that's an area Wales have really improved, you know, defensively, and strong in character, and staying in games is very important. And you play for the full 80 minutes, you know, you never know what's wrong the corner, but New Zealand are just relentless at the moment.
Alice Jones from the Scarlets Club is on in jersey 19 as Ricky Jackson finds McFlannel. Captain gets it. Wales start to drive them towards the sideline. That's a good defensive sack from the Welsh. Rowe now out to Talia. He starts charging forward, but Wales are up to the challenge, 6 short. Florence runs into Williams, gets rejected.
Move.
Now, Uluia Kepa is next cab, or next bus, off the rank.
It's a big bus, is there, Willie?
It's a double-decker. Rowe wants it, gets it out to the backs. Plummer, inside pass. Talia went running from a long way back. They give it back to Florence. And now New Zealand going back and then suddenly going forward with some momentum. The pick and go from Jackson. Beats the first defender, can't beat the second. And again, the ball gets lost forward, and again, Wales need to be congratulated.
Another brilliant set of defence. New Zealand asked lots of questions in that passage of play, but Wales were knocking the players back. They had some big ball carriers to knock down, and eventually they forced the error. Ricky Jackson knocking on in contact. You just see him here, he's gone to the floor and just loses it there. It's a stray foot from a fellow New Zealand player, but credit Wales' defence there. Fantastic effort.
There you can see the amount of tackles that they've had to make, and they haven't missed too many, considering 63 is a huge amount. And now some changes to the New Zealand front row. And so one double-decker leaves and another arrives.
Yeah, they got plenty in reserve. Very impressive outing from Uluia Kepa.
Done well, isn't he? He's a big young man at 140 Ks, and he's done his core responsibilities. He's got around the field, he's scrummaged well, and he's gone 57 minutes, and now Mafaleo comes on in jersey number 18.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for Wales to get out of their own territory, you know. They're defending so well, it's taken a lot of energy out of them, and now they look up, they've got 95 metres to go, and they have to score 3 times, and credit them for sticking in there, but it just seems like a tall order at the moment.
Well, the crowd down the far end of the field haven't seen the teams for about 20 minutes. Here's hoping they'll get to see some action shortly, because Morgan will feed the ball. They'll get the penalty, and this is smart play from Wales. They've defended their hearts out in the last 18 minutes. And hopefully they'll get a little closer to the New Zealand half. Nuku was standing in the grandstand when he cast that back in. It had crossed the plane, obviously, of the line there. Look at that. He's way out of play, and it's crossed the line of play, or the touch line, I should say. And a change here for Wales again. Ben Thomas comes on. So that combination between Morgan and Thomas will be interesting to see how it goes. The line-out's much better. So the change at hooker brings a change of fortune for their lineouts, and Lake has the ball. Morgan is there. McFlannel makes a nuisance of himself. Whainganuku runs into his own captain, and then he's tackled and places the ball there back for Rowe. Plummer immediately just goes to the right foot. No hesitation from Plummer. Here beating the first defender is Goodchild. Wearing jersey 14, playing out on the left wing now. Morgan gives it to the forwards, who've done a tremendous job at defending their goal line, and now they've got a little bit of breathing space here. a good 42 metres out from their own goal line. Slow ball.
Yeah, just
Morgan.
So physical over that ball, Willie, you know, and putting the pressure then on the kicker.
Thomas, not a great kick. Ball bounces up. Karoy couldn't get to it. And now it's a fight for possession on the ground. Wales have it. Karoy needs to get out of there and does so. Morgan finds another willing runner in Lake. Florence looks like he's come off second best, and now a short pass there from Thomas. Ben Thomas to one of the forwards, and now Thomas will look for territory. That's a good kick. If it stays in, but it hasn't. Right objective though, and just couldn't keep the ball in play.
Yeah, fresh on the field, probably not quite up to speed with the conditions at the moment. Just put a little bit too much on it, and it's interesting that the contest at club level, Cardiff Blues with Ben Jones and Ben Thomas now.
Okay.
We see it in the international stage, 110 replacing another from the same region.
Time off. Okay.
So just a little bit of time here while New Zealand attend to Tom Florence.
No problem.
And this is where it occurred. Have a look at this. You've got to put your head in the right position, and he... Bang.
It's a stinger. He's feeling it on that shoulder. You can see the way he's holding him. It's what they call a stinger. It's got to go off and try and ensure that's okay.
And there on the field, Will Tremaine out of Napier Boys High School, and he's also the grandson of the great late Cal Tremaine. Jackson with the feed finds Tucker. Some running ball. Tackle's been made again by the Welsh, and so New Zealand have yet to score a point in this in the second half. The tackle from Basham up around the shoulder. They call it the safety belt, and Rowe tries to steal a few metres. Advantage here for New Zealand. They've got the mark that they'll have to go back to, but this is Jackson again. Zero tolerance for anything up above the shoulder.
Yeah, they'll be trialling soon something different around the sort of nipple line, and that'll come as a result of reviewing this competition. But this is too high. It's that seat belt, safety belt you call it, and anything around that area, then zero tolerance. I'm not surprised that Harry Plummer is saying enough's enough. We've had enough of this playing around in the 22 without any points. Wales are defending very well. We'll take 3 more, thank you very much, and make it even more difficult for you.
Put this down as a victory to Wales. This New Zealand team can't seem to find a way through, and so they're going to concede, trying to score a try by taking the penalty.
Just takes the sting out of the clock as well, and you know, Wales have a long way to come, but they can be proud of their efforts so far.
Plummer adds another 3. Kicked the penalty on the 40th minute to give them that 15-point lead, extends it out to 18.
Yeah, just wait. On the left.
Karoy takes the long kick off, and also without hesitation is happy just to kick the ball into touch.
Yeah, again, it reflects probably the coach's wishes. Let's not mess around. Now let's eat the clock. We don't need to overplay. It's a bit of credit to Wales as well.
They steal the line out through Lachlan McFannel. Rowe asks the forwards to carry it through Mafaleo. They quickly get there to set up some protection for Rowe to kick. Coming forward was good child, but it's been lost back by Red, and so they've still got possession here. There is Morgan, controls it, gets his hands on it. Now gives it out to Williams. This is Mark Williams from the Dragons. Too high though, Tucker takes him up and he's fought. And he's done well to get the ball to the ground. Morgan back to Thomas. Charge down. And now the easy pick up and over he goes. Mafaleo scores another for New Zealand. He was running at full pace, but he's a prop, and it looked like slow motion.
I gotta be honest, when you said easy pickup, I was looking at him to think, he's a tight end prop, he's 130 plus kgs. My goodness, he can shift, got out of the line, and look at this for a tight end prop. Easy pickup, boom, I felt the ground shake as he went over. Tavita Mafiello, what a try, and that puts pay to the Wales effort. And just another error leads to the New Zealand score.
The Popo Club, as they're known around the world, the front rowers, they don't score too many. And by the end of the night, that'll be 100 metres that he ran to score.
Set to the 8th grade.
He outran the winger, went round the fullback. Fair play. Poor old Ben Thomas, the replacement outside half. As Plymouth strikes an easy conversion.
Number 8.
There's been too many errors for Wales, and New Zealand are so tenacious, they capitalise, and even the tight end prop. A great, look at him shift. And he's got no thought of diving on it or anything. He calmly picks it up, dives over, and his teammates know what that means.
Expect to see a change in the New Zealand attitude now. They've got the 35 points to 10 ahead. This is where they'll now start to back themselves in the running game. They wanted to put pressure on Wales to keep play inside their own half, and now the kick from Rowe. Sullivan comes forward, so does Goodchild. Ball bounces up. Christie's got it out to the back line. They've got some numbers here. Here goes Proctor. Fainganuku on the outside. Fainganuku taken into touch. What a tackle, Ben Thomas.
Great tackle, Ben Thomas. It needed to be. Fainganuku was away. Lovely hold up by Proctor. Ben Thomas had it all to do. Slipped off. And put a good hit in on the big man.
There are some more changes to the New Zealand team. With Thomas coming on and Sione Asi. Morgan. This clears the ball out here, and so I hope Wales continue to ask questions of this New Zealand team. It'll certainly give them a lot of confidence building into that next match against Japan after the victory against Australia, whereas New Zealand will take on Australia in their third and final match of pool play.
Yeah, well, that's a big game now, isn't it? You know, formalities here, really. But Wales, you know, what a great win over Australia. I'd expect them to go on and beat Japan in the way Australia dispatched them as well today. And then we'll see what that holds for Wales. I mean, it's such a tough group for them, having Australia and New Zealand, but to their credit, they haven't gone away. They're sticking to it. They're very brave, and they've picked up some injuries today. They're just up against a better team today. New Zealand are relentless, ruthless, tactically astute.
Another round of applause from a very good crowd here. As it looks like another change means that 9 has come back onto the field, so Goodchild was involved in that big collision area where they went up in the air. And onto the field came Dane Blacker. He's going to be playing on the right wing. New Zealand win the line out. Rowe loops around, now gives it back to Plummer. Wales spotted that something was happening and just held their defence and get another penalty. He got isolated, and that's super.
The Welsh coaches will be delighted with their defences, and that's difficult to take when you conceded 35 points, but a lot of their points they've conceded come from their own error. Structurally, they've been sound, as they were against Australia. They just haven't had the territory, they haven't had the field position to try and really test that New Zealand side. And there's the captain, Tommy Reffel, hard over the ball. It's what he's renowned for. Of course, at the Leicester Tigers club in England.
Boy.
Time off, time off.
He just got his
Number 5.
big frame
5,
over the body, over the ball
8,
there. And he was never going to be shifted.
and 11.
Tucker
11.
gets replaced, and so does Flying Anuku for the New Zealanders. Akauola Laula comes on, and also in jersey 21, Caleb Trask. Wales win the line out. Quick ball is what they want, and now on the attack goes Baldwin. Lovely run from the Welsh midfielder. Forwards have looped around, head down. Dewey Lake makes 7 valuable yards. Thomas just gets it one wider. Proctor looking to try and steal it, but the forwards arrive and secure possession. Best passage of play for Wales in the last 5 minutes. They were inside the New Zealand half, and the ball goes backwards. It's cleaned up. Now it just fires out. Here's Baldwin again with another carry. Good ball protection coming up from this Welsh team.
Yeah, much more like it. Baldwin getting involved. He's a silky runner. Hasn't had any opportunity in this game, but Wales are finishing strongly
and
here.
Now Thomas gets it, challenges the line, and then just decides that he'll hold on to the ball. Morgan quickly clears it. They've gone 6 phases of Wales, and now they've lost the ball, but New Zealand lose the ball as well.
First knock on. First knock on, red. Second
Just finding it hard to exploit and find a weak shoulder in this New Zealand defence that is certainly resilient and certainly improving as the game has developed.
Yeah, Wales scored some good tries against Australia, but for that early try of New Zealand against New Zealand, then their defensive line has been intact, and replacements that have come on for the Kiwi team haven't really made it any easier for Wales. In fact, they've just added to the impetus that the New Zealanders have had.
Come on, please.
Wales runners-up in 2013, losing to England, and of course it was Alice Jenkins, the captain of Wales at that particular time. Tomo Williams, another of the Welsh graduates who scored a try against South Africa last night. They made the semi-finals in 2008 and also in 2012, but New Zealand, the defending champions, in control. Trask with that reliable right boot kicks it right down where it's easily fielded, and now he runs straight into the shoulder of Talia.
He's been impressive, Talia, attack and defence.
And Proctor Morgan kicks it to his opposite row, and he returns it with interest. Ben Thomas will win the race to get the ball, looks up, beats the first defender, can't beat Rowe, throws the ball in field, and New Zealand will get the line-out feed.
They've been so relentless with their kicking game in this second half, hitting grass, the ball's bounced. Wales have had to get back and retrieve it. They've chased hard like this.
Number 14.
The scrum halves are going forward, centres and tackling into touch. Ben Thomas is all he can do to get it in field, but the pressure's just too much.
That is Scott Gregory from the far north of New Zealand, up at Whangarei Boys High School. He represented New Zealand in the discus and also the shot put at secondary school level.
We breed him different up there in the north.
Well, he's one of 8 players that will actually return to the under-20 championship next year.
I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from a lot of these New Zealanders in the future, as we have done in the past. Great breeding ground and so much depth. You think of the likes of TJ Perenara, Gareth Anscombe, Brodie Retallick, Sam Cane, they've all come through this.
It's okay now.
You mentioned those names, Bowden Barrett, Brodie Retallick, of course Sam Whitelock, Julian Anadi Severe.
Well, they weren't half bad, were they?
Isn't it ironic that Gareth Anscombe came through playing for New Zealand, now of course playing first five for Wales last night. McFannel wins the line out. They get it down, and Will Tremaine charges forward
No hands, black. No hands, red.
Mafaleo plays halfback out to McFannel. They try to rip it out, does Daniel Davis. Can't on this occasion, and again, it's down
No, stay.
the main route here. Tremaine does really well to go a metre short. New Zealand want the ball, and Rowe was asking for it. Wales thought they've stolen it for a moment, and now out to the captain. Christie wants it. Instead, it goes back to Trask. The kick pass is too big. Not the right option. They knew they had the penalty advantage. And the double blast normally means
19.
He's going to have a chat with somebody.
Captain?
Yeah, desperate defence from Wales.
Too many mistakes. Too offside and not rolling away. Deliberate.
And the pressure's just telling now. We can approach the last 10 minutes of the game.
19. No release and no rolling.
It was a great pickup from Tremaine, wasn't it? How Wales stopped him. It was obviously illegally.
Heavy 33s again.
They've only conceded 10 points in the second half, have Wales, but now that mountain has just become like the Pyrenees in the Tour de France. To get up 7 forwards against New Zealand's 8. And this is where Devon Flanders will just roll his sleeves up. Man out of the Hawke's Bay region in the central area. In fact, we make beautiful wine too, I might add, very much like here in the south of France. And Flanders will be licking his chops now.
Come on, mate.
I don't think this is going to go too
He's sitting back there.
far from the number 8 feet. You're right, and he may go for the pushover, or he'll just go himself.
Props! Let's go, Dia! Locks! Let's go, boys. Get low! Get low! Pull us in.
Crash!
Go!
Bind!
Oh!
Set!
Here is Xavier Rowe. Started the first game and an injury.
Boss.
Well, not injury, but more of a health concern for the reserve. And Jay Renton, who was actually on tour as the #1 halfback, but Xavier Rowe has been so impressive that it's been hard for the coaching staff to not play him again. And here he is, he scored a try against Japan. He's now barking out the orders there too. The first 5 in Plummer. Gregory out to the right, and there's nobody else out there, so there's numbers for New Zealand to the left.
Set!
The scrum is working efficiently, and let's see how they hold up here. Flanders will control it, and he'll ask his forwards to keep going. There, the ball is in the back. Flanders, Rowe gets it, gets Morgan, and gets dragged back as well. Strong defence, but he was offside. Rowe taps, Rowe goes, and Rowe's over! 1 against Japan, 1 here against Wales.
Well, he's been one of the most consistent players today, to be fair. He's been a link, he's stayed on the whole of the match so far. He's been a spark, and even though Harry Morgan drove him back here, he had the wherewithal to get up. He knew it was a penalty, a quick tap, and over he went. He's been a good player today, and Wales have succumbed in the end to too many errors, too many acts of ill discipline, and New Zealand have been patient. Their kicking game has been good. They've got the field position and take the chances where they've needed, and it sets up a big finish now in the pool stages against Australia.
Thanks.
They certainly will be tested against Australia, who always find another level whenever it's a trans-Tasman battle, as Plummer adds the extra 2 points from the conversion. 42 plays 10. And there is Lewis Ellis-Jones.
Stefan, stay before, please. 13. 13 black, please.
Changement pour la Nouvelle-Zélande Substitution.
Non, pas de problème, mais parce qu'il allait réengager.
Avec la sortie du numéro 12.
This is Jamie Sport, who scored a hat-trick against Japan in the opening match, and he has replaced Billy Proctor. So, big changes to the back line as well for the last 5 minutes of the game. We'll get to those changes in a moment because Sport goes to the right wing. Gregory will move to the midfield as the New Zealand captain takes it into the contact, does Thomas Christie.
Stay back, please.
Rowe looks to kick. Morgan takes it and releases. That's a lovely pass to Dewey Cross, who runs straight into Akaola Laula. And New Zealand have thrown the ball in quickly. Talia sees some space and now he offloads. Here's Gregory. The wide pass out to Karoi. It's gone through his hands. And Vilimoni Karoi hasn't seen too much possession in this, the second half, but a real threat, having played on 11 occasions for the All Blacks Sevens team. That
Number 9.
Nothing wrong with the pass.
Pourquoi il doit sortir?
The class of 2017
Number
for
9.
New Zealand scored
Number 9.
a record 282 points, 41 tries, and of course amassed the biggest difference in a final by thrashing England.
Le joueur is off.
64 points to 17.
Time on. Knock on back. Scrum. Red.
Come on. Sit it hot. It's not talking anymore. Let's go. Here we are, let's go.
93 tackles made by the Welsh to New Zealand's 58. And of those 93, they've missed 14.
Bind. Set.
Hold, boys, hold, boys.
This is young 18-year-old Harry Morgan.
Bodies out.
Feeds it. Gives it out to Johan Nicholas. And he's been strong today, has he? He's been very industrial as Lennon. Greg Ains gets the ball.
Release, no hands.
Hold.
This is Thomas. Throws the pass, quick hands where the forwards are standing, and now they get it out to where Ryan Conbear. Well, the defence from the New Zealanders is outstanding.
Yeah, forward.
They're not missing with their tackles. And even if it's a lock on a winger, it's
Pass
down
red,
around the bootlaces,
forward.
whereas what you need to do
Scrum. Black.
is learn to play rugby, of course. It's about getting your shoulder, making contact, and there Ryan Conbear couldn't get away from the big New Zealand lock.
Crunch.
Down.
Bind.
So Plummer, Talia, Karoi, now on the wing, started at fullback.
No stability. No stability. Scrum back. Okay, I want stability immediately, please. Same, stability.
Yes. Yeah, props.
Now approaching the final minutes of this, the second game for these two sides at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships here in the south of France at Béziers.
Set.
The set call and the indirect penalty. New Zealand pushing ahead of the feed. Wales want to get on with it. Morgan taps it and gives it to Davis. Nothing fancy here from the front rowers. Down to where Karoi will field it. Takes it with the fair catch of calling for the mark, taps and he gives it back. Oh, to be kicked into touch by Caleb Trask.
Yeah, yo. Your mark, please.
There is Max Williams. And the Dragons team, and that's a nice throw out to Morgan. Wales looking to try and finish with a wet sail, looking to try and add to the 10 points they scored in the first half. Another charge down. This time it falls in favour of the Welsh. Out to Thomas, Ben Thomas, into the shoulder of Gregory. The tackle by Talia. Harry Morgan gets there quickly. Off the deck, into the hands, and this is great to see from the Welsh team, not giving up. It's what you expect them to play to the 80th minute. Morgan to the left. Gregory comes up and makes the tackle on Davis King. They haven't stopped trying, the Welsh team, and Thomas, they'll look to try and finish with something special if they can. Out to Conbear. He runs into Talia, trying to get the steal as Christie can't get his hands on the ball. Morgan gets it again. 7 phases. They've gone lateral from east to west, and now they start to go north to south.
Oh, but he's out.
Again, it's the big boys. Again, it's the forwards that go into the contact. Morgan back to Baldwin. They've got some numbers here of Wales, and they've been able to free up a little bit of space for Cross. Question on the tackle there.
Graham.
According to the referee, and so the hand extended. Ben Thomas decides to just chance it by putting it in the air. Trask takes it easily.
Graham, have a look.
Now we're into referee's time.
Yeah. Time off. TMO. Yeah.
It's a red card late as well.
TMO, Graham.
No.
I see a tackle late by black player. I want to review that, please.
Yep. Tell me when you're ready to see.
Yeah, it's okay.
Taniela to Leah, a step back off the left.
Graham. Number black is 12, that's all. That's right, number 12.
And he's thrown.
Yeah, number 12.
His shoulder.
Tackle with shoulders, late.
Made contact.
For me, it's yellow card. I agree with that.
I agree.
And he's going to be sent to the bin.
Number 12.
3 yellow cards from New Zealand. It's just not good enough with the discipline of this side. It's not going to change the result, but it certainly does send a sign that they will need to be at their absolute best for the remainder of the tournament if they are going to progress through to win their 7th title. No need for it. The scoreline is there. They're going to win the game, and it could come at a cost later in the tournament if any of those 3 players are actually yellow carded again. But McFannell gets the line out. Wales were looking to try and finish with a try, and now out quickly. Plummer gets it out to Trask. Trask gets the ball here now and finds support. Sport was the man that went in to assist, and now there's an error from New Zealand.
Knock on.
So just a few nerves now, and
advantage, knock on black.
Wales, now they find a little bit of space here out in the midfield. Morgan to Thomas, kicks it over the top. Kiroi will just kick this out. He'll tap and kick this out. You can't win the game twice, New Zealand. And that's exactly what he's done. 3 tries in the first, 2 in the second, and the balance of the points coming through the boot of their first 5, and the Baby Blacks juggernaut continues at the Under-20 World Championships. Another victory sees New Zealand 42 against the tenacious Wales 10.
Les 150 volontaires présents aujourd'hui sur les trois stades des trois villes, Perpignan, Narbonne et ici à Béziers. Encore un grand merci aux 150 volontaires présents à l'occasion.
A good performance from the New Zealanders. They led 25-10 at the break. A couple of yellow cards in the first and towards the end of the first half, and then one in the second half is one that I'm sure their coaching staff will be concerned about. And as for Wales, they got off to a great start with a try to their number 8, Tane Basham. The conversion and the penalty gave them the 10 points. And they showed a lot of resolve and a lot of maturity on young shoulders, the way they defended in the first 20 minutes of the second half. But this New Zealand team, as they have done on a number of occasions, found a way to score points again. Tries to Proctor, Sullivan, Christie, Mafaleo and Rowe. New Zealand continue to try and add a 7th title to the 6th that they have already won. Outstanding contributions from their forwards. And he's proving to be an outstanding captain as the New Zealander from Canterbury, former Shirley Boys High School, Thomas Christie, is downstairs.
Thomas, congratulations, another fine performance. You must be pleased, an efficient win.
Yeah, I'm pleased, but what a game of rugby. I mean, we knew we were in for a battle, and I think it took me about 2 minutes to start bleeding. So it just shows the physicality that Wales brought. And geez, they hang in there for 80 minutes. So Wales were a massive challenge, and we knew that, and it showed out there. But I'm really pleased with how my boys came up over that.
Great performances off the bench now. I reckon positions are up for grabs for the game against Australia.
That's the good thing about New Zealand rugby. We've got some amazing depth in this team, and those boys coming off the bench don't like sitting on the bench for too long. So us guys in 1 to 15 know that we've got people biting at our heels. So we're really motivated to keep going and put those performances on.
Unusually 3 yellow cards. Any concern about the discipline?
Oh, I mean, you can look into it, but I think they're just lapses. We know that we can correct that. So, yeah, 3 yellow cards is never nice, but I think we dealt to that really well and we reacted really well. So, with all the negatives, there are positives, so we're really happy.
Congratulations, Thomas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
357 metres made by New Zealand, whereas Wales 158 by them. The tackles that were made by Wales, 95 tackles compared to New Zealand's 78. They missed 14, and that was really the difference between these two sides. And so the defending champions, the Baby Blacks, take another step closer to a 7th title, and a tremendous contest here against Wales. As we see, it takes them to the top of the table. Australia had the victory against Japan earlier this afternoon. And so 1 plays 2. Wales will be looking forward to playing Japan in their 3rd and final match. But it is the New Zealanders who have won here in this game of the World Championships. New Zealand 42, Wales 10.
Les classements. Alors, les classements pour la poule A, c'est la Nouvelle-Zélande qui mène cette poule. La poule B avec l'Angleterre. Et puis la poule C, c'est l'Afrique du Sud qui bénéficie d'un point supplémentaire par rapport à la France avec un point de bonus gagné à ce match. Allez, nous allons revivre l'émotion qui a été forte. Les gens dans le 15 novembre, la France, la Fédération française, a bien accueilli cette décision d'organiser la Coupe du Monde 2023. Retour en images sur cette journée riche en émotions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased
l'événement, vous le notez sur les calendriers cet été, l'événement rugby à Paris, HSBC.
Tommy Reffel, Wales captain, commiserations, but you must be really proud of that defensive effort. Just too many errors, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think those defensive errors really cost us, and I think everyone knows a team like New Zealand